There is a fifth dimension. Beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow. Between science and superstition. And it lies between the tip of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Waffle Zone. All of you have just entered the Waffle Zone.
4, 3, 2.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Monday episode. Apologies, I was not feeling very well on a Saturday. Let's just say it was either sleep or shitting my brains out. So I hope you guys can understand that it was not a fun weekend. And against my better judgment, I have some cold snap here, because I'm going to need it. And I hope everybody else has a drink or two, because tonight is going to be a test of your stoicism, of remaining calm while also getting spun up. So got quite a few things to look out over here. We will be making the jump over to MGTOW.tv later on in this evening. I will let you know when that happens. So click the link down there in the Meat Gazer box for the MGTOW channel. And if you can, my Rumble link is there as well. So once we get the correct numbers over there, we will be able to tell YouTube to smurf our balls. And won't be doing very much streaming over there once everything gets set up for Rumble and MGTOW. So, but of course, we got a panel of we know them, we love them, no homo. But yeah, we got our panel here today. Of course, we got the co-host of the Waffle World. We got MGTOW Mando.
Jimmy, I still say you should have told him that you had a hot date and somebody finally wanted to jump your bones. But yeah, oh well.
And missed opportunity. I'll use that excuse for the next one. And of course, we know him, we love him. Again, no homo. 30-pound brain and 10-pound sack. We got Crusader Nate with us again.
What's going on, Jimmy? Just admit it. You were cougar hunting in the cornfields. Allegedly.
Who told you this? Who told you?
Oh, hang on, Jimmy. Don't you know he's got access to multiple spy satellites?
Allegedly.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a tag on every one of us.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. No, of course not. He wouldn't do such a thing.
No.
No. And the last person we have here, of course, we know him. Again, we love him. No homo. He is our resident alive dead kid. I think that's what he calls himself. Of course, we got a Jahack Hall.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope your guys' weekend was a lot better than mine.
It wasn't.
I don't know, man.
No.
Well, I know in my case it wasn't quite as shitty.
Yeah, mine was just backbreaking labor, lifting up stuff that was about half my weight or more consistently.
Oh, boy. That's fun times. Fun times. But like I said in the description, we're gonna piss some people off tonight because that's what I feel like doing. And be sure to join us on the MGTOW side if you're a Trump fan, because we're gonna piss you off a little bit, just a little bit. So stay tuned for that.
Just a wee bit.
Just a little bit, which is going to be fun because I did learn, because we know that TDS is a real thing, but TIS is now starting to rear its ugly head, and we'll get into that. But first off, of course, we know it. We don't love it. We know that the liberal shithole cities are shitholes. So on one side of the country, we have a New York City man wanted for hate crime of doing what I was doing this weekend, except it wasn't on a pride flag, but he did his on a pride flag. The man allegedly defecated on one pride flag, drew a smiley face in his discharge, and then used the restaurant's second pride flag to wipe himself with. Give this man a medal. Give this man a medal. Don't turn him in for a hate crime.
Okay, well, this raises a question. If somebody can do this to an American flag and it's not a crime, but another flag, it is a crime?
Yep. It says on Monday, the NYPD, go fuck yourself, posted on Twitter that they're looking for a man who defecated on a pride flag, and he is wanted for committing a hate crime because of the incident. Wah. Freedom of speech, and plus you can literally shit in the street in New York City. He didn't have any toilet paper, so he improvised. Adapt and overcome.
No, he just took a page out of the book from Demolition Man and used what was readily available.
Yeah, well, that, and you can can't do a burnout on a street, a pride flag that's painted in the street, because that's a hate crime. Oh wait, no, it's not a hate crime because the charges were dropped. Go fuck yourself, Twitter fucking standards.
So they're
Fucking
willing
whiny
to
little
admit
bitches.
that they're going to make one thing a hate crime. So this is showing two tiers of the justice system based on preferential treatment of a specific group of people.
Yep.
Boy, are they going to open themselves up for a lot of discrimination lawsuits.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Just in the accusation in itself. Oh, could you imagine the federal lawsuit against the state of New York for this?
Yeah, but I don't see that happening because the feds and the liberal shitholes are literally sleeping together in the same bed.
Yeah, it's the ultimate incestuous relationship.
Yep. The New York
Wait,
Post
can we
report.
say that on YouTube?
You just did, so oh well.
No, sorry.
I don't fucking care. The New York Post reports that the incident happened at the Tapas Bar on the city's Upper West Side on April 15th, and that the video shows men on the Upper West Side. That's where all the richy bougie people live.
No,
If I'm not mistaken.
No, the location. Because you didn't scroll the screen up.
Nope, that's just the dude's mugshot walking by. I'll just scroll down a little bit. Of course, the man grabbing the restaurant's two pride flags, placing it on a chair, taking the shit. and then drawing a smiley face in the pile. And he repeatedly grabbed the restaurant's second flag and wiped himself. Like I said, get this man a medal. Oh, and if you turn him in, reward up to $3,500. But this is more important than all of the shootings, stabbings, robberies, beatings, and all of the other, more important violent crimes going up in New York City. Oh no, that's just a conspiracy that violent crime is going up. And again, go fuck yourself, people. Here's the best part. Here's their statement. According to the official New York State website, a hate crime is committed if a victim has been targeted because of perception of belief about their race, color, nationality, blah, 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 blah. All of the fucking stupid fucking words. These type of crimes can target an individual, groups, blah, 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 whatever. I don't fucking care. Concerning private property crimes, hanging a noose or painting a swastika could be deemed as a hate crime. None of those things are happening. None.
Okay. So now if you have an ultra woke business who refuses to hire individuals based on merit and qualification, let's say they want to discriminate. Oh, was it Goldman Sachs that had that notice that went out that said don't hire white males? So them discriminating like that could also be viewed as a hate crime?
Yeah, it's kind of funny how that thing works, how it only works one way, but it doesn't work the other way.
Yeah, that's odd how that happens.
What is that called again when those things kind of happen? God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah,
double standards.
Yeah, hypocrisy.
Yeah, and actually, you can't deny someone a job just based on their race, religion, and all that other stuff. Civil rights, 1964. Yay!
Yeah, but that only works one way as well.
I want to ask a silly question here, because the textbook definition of this kind of crime is targeting somebody based on their identity. If I took a Democrat or Republican flag and did the exact same thing, would that be a hate crime?
Only if it's done to the Democrat flag, not the Republican flag.
Yeah.
Figure out the logic on that one.
Yeah. But here's where it's just chef's kiss of how stupid New York City has gotten, and the NYPD has gotten, and the DA's office, and all this other stupid bullshit. The 34-year-old general manager of Bucio's 95s, bougie, where the incident took place, Nathan Nolan Edwards said that he was a homosexual and that the establishment had a very inclusive and largely LGBTQ plus. The plus means pedophile. We'll get to that later on tonight. Identifying staff. Edwards said, "It's definitely a punch to the gut. We certainly haven't experienced anything to this degree. Defecation on a pride flag is not the norm here." It is when you allow rampant homelessness, rampant drug use, rampant mental illness running in your streets. Congratulations. And New York City is now Gotham.
Well, hang on. The staff identifies as part of that group. The owner or manager identifies as part of that group. That group's flag is what was utilized for latrine detail.
Yeah.
How do we know it wasn't just a customer who was very upset with the service?
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
Do they have the video of the guy doing this?
We'll finish off this quote here, and then we'll bring up the video. I don't think they'll show the entire video for reasons. But 63-year-old owner Courtney Barrel, old white liberal woman. Gee, I wonder what the problem is there. Obviously, we thought it was disgusting. It was sad. It was disgusting. It angered me that people in this world have such hatred for the others that they can do something so awful and vile. She added to her staff. I said, "Don't worry, because for the 2 flags that he has taken for us, I will put up 50 more. So he can come back and shit on him again?" There you go. You're helping solving some kind of crisis. The shit won't be on the street. It'll be on your flag. And I'll wallpaper up the whole restaurant with them. Again, you're just supplying more toilet paper to the homeless. Yeah, they all burst out laughing. We know you, blah, blah, blah. Barrel said the hate crimes task force was diligently working to find the suspect. Okay, so one thing. I am not mistaken, but I believe that is a black man. So why are they, so upset? Because this is a black man. This is a black man that did that. Why don't you say that?
Jimmy, it's called the hierarchy. It's the hierarchy of offensiveness.
Yeah, the hierarchy of the victim Olympics.
Yeah. A white person can literally be run over in the street by any other organization, and no one will care. Now, if that white man happens to be gay, then all of a sudden it turns interesting, but not high-end interesting.
Yeah, I've actually got a story about that. If you're not going to get spun up, you're going to get spun up. So
you can't
remember. Well, I know you'll be fine, Nate. I'm sure the other guys here on the panel will be fine too. But again, this stream is about stoicism, finding your zen, saying fuck it. I don't live in these shitholes, or hopefully you don't. But yeah, moving on to the other coast. Everyone's favorite communist little commune here in United States of America. Yeah, United States of America. I'm putting that in quotes from now on. California. California apparently doesn't want things shipped around their state anymore, unless they can figure out a way to do it horse and buggy style. Because
is this about the electric vehicles?
California bans sale of new diesel big rigs after 2036. Existing fleets must be replaced by zero-emission vehicles by 2042.
Okay, Jimmy, what do you do for work again?
I do diesel work.
Okay, so out of just if you have this number, pull it out or pull it. Otherwise, just pull it out your ass. What's the overall torque on one of those big rigs?
You know what? Let me torque a semi. Oh, let's see. According to the summarizer here, let me actually bring this up just so that I'm kind of not pulling the numbers out of my ass.
It would have fell out after this weekend anyway.
Yeah, well, it definitely would have been a lot easier to pull it out this weekend. But the average torque produced by a semi-truck engine is between 950 and 2,100 feet per pound. This can be tuned up or tuned down. More power, more cargo, which is likely looking to purchase a new model of a Peterbilt semi-truck. The average asking price is roughly $120,000.
Okay, so that's the amount of force needed to get a regular diesel truck moving with a load.
Yep, and the regulated load laws are 80,000 pounds gross vehicle weight. So that means the entire tractor and trailer and the freight cannot weigh more than 80,000 pounds.
Okay. Is there a electric vehicle that produces the amount of power that would be needed to move that much weight at a minimum?
Yeah, there is.
How much does it go for?
Well, that's kind of the interesting question. The problem isn't what the vehicle goes for. It's just it can only operate in certain specified conditions.
Oh, you mean the weather has to be darn near perfect?
No. There's technically a vehicle that is an electric engine. However, that electric engine that moves the vehicle is powered by a diesel engine. It's called a train locomotive.
Okay. I was going in a completely different direction when you started going there, Nate.
I was gonna say, I did look into this when I first started hearing California is thinking about going. way beyond full retard and doing this. Can anyone guess what the battery packs, just the battery packs alone, would weigh?
Close to 40,000
Probably
pounds.
half the truck.
11,000 pounds.
Uh,
Now, a semi with no sleeper on it, just a day cab, is 26,000 pounds. That is the vehicle weight. That is the semi weight alone. You see where I'm going with this? 11,000 pounds for the batteries alone. So, your cobalt, your lithium, your copper, all of that stuff that's supposed to be, it's emission free. Go look at a lithium mine. Go look at a cobalt mine. Go look at a copper mine.
Go look at the power plant that's generating your emission-free electricity.
Yes, yeah. Come to my states come to the Midwest, where every single train that you go by, like 9 times out of 10, is carrying fuel to go to the power plant to charge these fucking trucks and your cars and all this and that. And also, I've done a little bit of research on this too. I don't have it pulled up, but under a full load, these electric semis can only go 150 to 180 miles, and it takes 8 hours to charge them.
Okay, so California at its widest point, measuring it linearly, is from the coast to the inner boundary about what? 160, 200 miles?
Yeah, something like that.
So basically, if a shipping company wants to actually transport anything in California, what they would have to do is have a depot with these fancy pants electric vehicles at each of the interstate truck stops just outside of California, just to move it just to drop the load off, load it back onto a different vehicle, and ship it over. And if they're going to do this efficiently, which I know they won't, they would have to have an empty or a loaded trailer there with that truck waiting to just do a cross load.
Yeah.
Yep. And the funny thing is, according to DOT regulations, which are nationwide, because DOT is a federally mandated entity, another 3-letter agency that needs to be completely revamped or go the way of the dodo. Let me bring that up real quick. We can crunch a couple numbers here. So,
make sure they don't try to crunch you back.
Or your balls. So, according to the summarizer, truckers must adhere to hours of service rules, which state they can drive up to 11 hours a day or 60 to 70 hours over 7 or 8 days. To begin a new work period, a trucker must have 10 hours off work. So, should we do some more number crunching, gentlemen? So we're looking at 11 hours a day. It takes 8 hours to charge your truck. You can drive for what was it? I had the number. Sorry, brain fart. This one's spinning me up because of the industry I'm working in and how stupid California is. Like, stupid.
Okay, there's something I'm going to point out.
But,
you know how California likes to say that they're the 6th largest economy in the United States?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever looked at how they got to that point?
I haven't.
Apparently, it is very heavily subsidized by federal activities and by all the shipping that goes through that area. So now, if you were to take away all the naval ports that are there, those 2 or 3 army bases that are there, the however much that shipping companies pay to use California's ports and highways, that would go down real fast. Am I right or wrong on that, Crusader?
Well, you're right. I mean, what most people don't realize, I think it's 70 to 80% of all freight that comes into the United States comes through the port of Long Beach in California.
Okay, so let's go to hypothetical land here. On the west coast of the United States alone, how many deep water ports are there?
In the continuous 48?
Yeah.
Not like commercial ports or
Commercial.
including military?
Just for giggles, let's include military.
I think like 8 to 12.
Okay. So, with what Gruesome Newsom and his legislature is wanting to do, let's just say that that a lot of these companies decide it's not economically viable for us to remain in California. Those ports, yeah, they'll still be getting stuff, but they won't be able to ship it anywhere.
Yep. Sean St. George in the chat, he asks that exact question. How much you want to bet producers are going to avoid California ports to get their products in stores?
Well, the next biggest port that they could move stuff into would be in Oregon.
Yep.
The other biggest one you can bring into would be Puget Sound, which is run by the Navy, which is one of our big submarine ports in the Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
And would you want to be the person getting close to a ballistic missile nuclear submarine? Not me.
Nope.
You ever see what happens when people try to get close to them?
I've heard the stories.
Yeah.
You want to ask me to get close to a ballistically armed submarine?
How about no, Scott? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's where I'm going with all of this. If Newsom really insists on going through with this harebrained scheme, then he is essentially slitting his own state economy's throat.
Yeah.
Because Port Irwin, California, is one of the biggest training bases that the United States Army has.
Yeah.
Almost all of those vehicles get transported by truck and train.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that means that he's going to have to tell the U.S. government to either go green or go straight out.
Well, I mean, if you shut down the port of Long Beach, and if you're going to basically ban diesel engines, you're basically telling Union Pacific they can't run freight on the rails in California.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, if you haven't watched the videos of the freight yards down in California, you'll be lucky to even get your shit there because of all the cardboard boxes and all of the robberies.
Because the trains are being raided.
And the trains it's people want to talk
like
about
the Wild West.
I was going to just already say people want to talk about Wild West because them guys, them states and their gun rights, it's going to be Wild West. People shooting each other up, You guys are literally doing train robberies.
I've seen videos of the great train robberies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, the train will stop for a regular maintenance stop, and all of a sudden all the boxcars are getting raided.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But let's dive into this just a little bit here. From Not the Bee. California bureaucrats. Oh, the bureaucrats. So not the legislature, not the people that were elected in office to run the states are the ones doing it. It's the ones that are selected and get the job, not the ones that were elected. So, bureaucrats. Okay, so thank you, bureaucrats, for completely destroying California. You guys can take Sacramento, L.A., Oakland, San Francisco for sure. Basically any other shithole that allows you to shit on the street and shoot up meth and all that other stuff. You can take those cities. We will take all the farmland. We will take, Yosemite National Park. We'll take all the good stuff. You guys can have your shitholes. Deal? Sounds like a good deal to me.
Hey, sounds fair.
Well, looking at this article, Jimmy, I see one very big, major, glaring problem with this.
Where do you see that one at?
Well, what is safer to be around? Compressed, liquefied hydrogen, or diesel fuel? Just asking for a friend.
Are you thinking of another Hindenburger?
Well, reading this article, looking at this, if they want to switch to electric or hydrogen models, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Well,
Where's the good idea fairy when we need them?
Yeah, no shit.
There are hydrogen fuel cells allegedly that are well engineered and very safe.
Yeah,
it's
BMW designed one.
refueling them that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
BMW designed one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
20 years ago.
I'm going to reference an old movie that I know Pop enjoys, Demolition Man. All of those vehicles were hydrogen fuel cells.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all practical vehicles. They actually could be roadworthy if they just got the infrastructure in place.
Well, 20 years ago, BMW developed the H5. They drove it all around the world and showcased it and showed it off everywhere. Hydrogen fuel cells, miles per gallon worth of hydrogen. It ran great. And then they auctioned it off to an undisclosed buyer. Plans, everything, scrapped. Yeah.
Shocker.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so I did just happen to see this little section here. Let's see. Of course, the new rule from California, CARB, also mandates that 50% of all government vehicles purchased must be zero emission by 2024 and 100% by 2027. So next year, half of their government vehicles need to be zero emission. Whatever. The trucking industry is aghast at the news, citing the extremely high cost of an electric semi-trailers and the very limited range, in addition to issues with charging availability and the time that must be spent plugged in to replenish those batteries.
I got a great idea.
So going back to the numbers of, what was it, $120,000 for a new Peterbilt?
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna guess that they're covering, that's complete full over the road truck that's with a sleeper, so the driver can pull off, sleep and whatnot. Day cabs are usually pretty cheaper, a lot cheaper actually. Anyone want to take a guess of what the cost of a brand new electric semi costs?
Probably 2 to 3 times that much.
Comfortably,
actually, according to this, again, we're using the summarizer. So the cost of an electric semi is expected to be more than double the price of popular big rigs such as Freightliner's Cascadia, which go for about $160,000. However, there is a limited publicly available information that its hauling capacities and weight, which can't exceed 82,000 pounds under U.S. road regulations. So again, we're taking those 400,000 or 11,000 pound batteries, putting it inside the truck. That's 11,000 pounds right there. So that's
4. You said 4 11,000 pound batteries. That's 44,000 pounds.
The total weight of the 4 batteries is 11,000 pounds.
Oh, I thought you said each one of them is.
No. I'm pretty sure they would say no. Go fuck yourself if they were. But with the 4 batteries weighing a total 11,000 pounds, you just knocked your total vehicle weight, your gross vehicle weight, to 71,000 pounds. That's just the batteries alone. That's not
Yeah,
counting.
that's not even taking into consideration the engine,
the chassis, the cab,
the-
all of the electrical, everything. So even everything included, I'm just throwing this number out here. When it's all said and done, the truck and trailer itself is probably going to weigh 55,000 pounds.
Yeah.
You
Well,
cannot you cannot make money hauling less than 30,000 pounds of freight. You can't. It's not viable.
Hang on the plus side of all of this, that means there'll be no more 40-foot trailers.
True.
Well, the regulation trailer length is 52 feet. They do make 48, 40, and I can't remember what the length of the pup trailers are. They're really short. They're like 32 feet, I believe. But those are the only things those trucks would be able to run, and they would more than likely not be full.
Yeah, because the entire vehicle itself, with the batteries in it, is going to take up the grand majority of the weight limit. So you're only going to be able to carry a couple thousand pounds of it already.
Yeah.
And to put it into perspective, a forklift, an electric one, the batteries on those things, they alone can weigh over a good 1,000 and probably 1,200, depending on the size and model of the forklift. They're over 1,200 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And those things are supposed to be 2-3 tons. So it's almost a third of the weight is just battery, because they have not developed the superconductors to reduce the weight. They're still using lithium.
We have a request, so
yeah. Well, okay, let's look at this. I mean, how many times have we seen in the national news where California is looking at blackouts and brownouts because of their power grid not being stable enough to operate just the homes that are in California, homes and businesses itself? That's problem number one. What are they going to do? Put a nuclear power plant in California to fix the power problems?
Nuclear energy it's so disturbing and dangerous.
They're wanting to shut those down.
Yeah, they want to shut those down.
3 Mile Island.
But if they were to put one up, I mean, they would be the sharpest crayon in the box that would literally put it on top of the San Andreas Fault themselves.
Then you could use geothermal as well.
What could go wrong putting a nuclear power plant on a major fault line?
Oh, I don't know.
I assume you're being rhetorical there, Crusader, because I can think of about 50 things just off the top of my head.
But
that would be where I'd want to put it.
Now, Nate, just putting that aside of just the stupid idea of putting a nuclear power plant over a fault, what's the other major problem that we face other than just the lack of power to be generated?
Are you thinking about the drought that they're dealing with?
No. The transport of said power.
Right. The grid to get it out to the locations needed.
I was gonna say we could piggyback off of what happened in Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island. Gross incompetency, because they're full of that.
Well, okay.
Outside of that,
let's also bear in mind we're talking about the state of Californication. I mean California.
California, Kyrgyzstan.
Now, 90% of the time in the summer, it is hot as balls, at least in the southern part of the state.
Well, it is high desert. What do you expect?
Well, it's high in more ways than one in that desert. But
elevation-wise.
Wow, Scoob.
If they really wanted to use their brains, which I know we're talking about California, and whether or not they even have them is a debate. But what could you easily put on these vehicles to potentially supplement their power capabilities?
Solar panels.
You do solar panels. Solar panels are only about 20% efficient.
That's part of where I'm going with this. The other part is what happens in California that also happens in the Middle East.
Monsoon rains.
Sandstorms.
That too.
Yeah,
How good does a solar panel work under sand?
not good.
Well, it depends on what you mean by work. You mean like generating electricity or creating a surface?
Yeah.
Now, and the last point I'm going to hit on this particular subsection, and this is the more fun one. Everyone who's ever been out in the desert or out in a hot environment with electronic devices, what happens to those electronic devices under those conditions?
Oh, the
Pretty sure
cooling
they
you're
gave
going to need for those lithium-ion batteries, or either those or the lithium-iron phosphate batteries. If you get those batteries north of like 110 to 130, I'm sorry, it'll cook off.
Isn't Teslas and all those other fancy cars just happen to
Go pop?
spontaneously combust, and then it
Right.
takes like what 24,000 gallons of water to put those out?
Or special chemicals.
Yeah, I was about to say that because
Yeah,
if I
there are
remember
fire
correctly,
foams.
lithium and water have a very unpleasant reaction to each other.
But
it's a great show.
my question is, how many of those fire trucks and fire departments are equipped with those chemicals to put those batteries out?
We're talking about California.
Like that's actually, I mean, yeah, it's being a sarcastic asshole, but I'm a sarcastic asshole. But that's actually a legitimate question.
I know what I'm getting at when I say we're talking about California
We're talking about California.
is
But,
they probably don't even have those chems on hand anyway.
Nope.
No, maybe 10
But,
to 20% of FDs have those on
Yeah.
availability.
But going back to the weight issue, I actually just saw this, and Dynaside 13 is in the chat. Welcome to you, good sir. He's actually a very good example. You know, his Class B tanker, which is a class lower than a Class A semi, is 24,000 pounds empty, full with 4 gallons of septage. I probably could have given you a couple gallons of that over the weekend. It weighs about 54,000. Even then, it can crack concrete or crack driveways while pumping.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the nuclear fault thing, you know, we should, you know, Calebon's got a good one. We'll just ask Japan.
Right.
Fukushima, anyone?
Right.
Well, hang on. If we do this right, maybe we could actually wake up Gojira.
I don't even know what that is. But
It's Godzilla.
well, let's look at this. Okay. In the Western Hemisphere, where the United States is, greater than 90% of the wind that blows across North America comes from the west towards the east.
Yep.
Sure, let's put a nuclear power plant in an area that's riddled full of fault lines, just so when we have, not if, but when we have a major earthquake, it goes critical and blows nuclear fallout all across the United States. What can go wrong with that?
So,
What could go wrong?
so basically, you're saying that California would literally blow the entire country.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, you know, fingers crossed that the San Andreas fault line finally does end up just saying, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck
I would
this
buy
shit,
that San
I'm
Andreas
out.
fault line. I would buy it a beer or a bottle of whiskey of its choosing.
And California just happens to split, like where Sacramento and, you know, all those shithole cities, you know, those cities just happen to break away from the United States and then float off and become their own little special little shithole islands.
No, they won't.
And then everything else stays.
It won't quite work that way, but I like
know,
where
but
your demented mind is going there, Jimmy.
A man can dream, can he?
Well, Jimmy, I understand where you're dreaming from. However, you were dreaming that they become islands. I believe it was the San Francisco earthquake of 1906 or 1908. San Francisco is built on nothing but ocean sediment.
And landfill.
Yes. What happens to a landfill and sediment in an earthquake, that soil liquefies.
Oh, so it would just go. Oh, so the shithole of California that is
Would get flushed.
literally full of shit would get flushed. So
Yeah.
Okay, Jimmy, have
I
you
wouldn't
seen
complain.
Have you seen Airplane 2?
If you haven't, you need to watch it.
I haven't seen Airplane 2, but I have
Okay.
seen Airplane 1.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Okay, there is a scene where the main character says that, or either the main character or his girlfriend says that the original pilot has turned to jelly, and it pops over to show just a blob of jelly in a pilot's uniform.
Oh, nice.
That's what
Yeah.
California is going to look like when this happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the San Andreas actually pops like they're claiming it's supposed to, the Pacific Ocean would literally move all the way up to the fault line, and all the cities and all the ground and everything right there would just be underwater. Yeah.
And that's if they're lucky.
Yeah.
Broker Pine says it. At least you have oceanfront property in Arizona and Vegas.
I didn't say the San Andreas, the fault erupting would be a bad thing. I've never said it was going to be a bad thing.
The
I don't
only
live
bad
anywhere
thing
near
is
it.
that there will be some people who don't deserve to die that end up buying the farm during it.
Well, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
I was literally about to say that.
That is true. That is
You
true.
moved there knowing this. Play
Yes.
stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Well, it's the same argument about moving to Florida. They
True.
have hurricane season every year.
Yep.
Yep.
And New Orleans with flooding. The Delta.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah. New Orleans. That's the.
And let's not
What
forget
is,
the biggest
what is New
what-
Orleans like? 20 feet under sea level?
Yeah, 20 to 30 feet. Yeah, something like that.
And let's not forget the biggest toxic waste dump in North America, Washington, D.C.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
look at all the pumps and all the plumbing that's been done just to maintain New York so it's not underwater. New York's the same way.
Yep. Yep. But
Fun times.
I think we've pretty much kicked
Beat
the shit
this horse
out
to
of.
death.
Yeah, that one we've beat to death a little bit too much. So now for the YouTube friendly juicy parts. Does anyone here on the panel and here in the chats know what ends in 10 days?
Title 42.
We
Well, a lot of
have
things.
ourselves a winner. So,
Winner,
This
winner,
is-
chicken and waffles dinner.
chicken and waffles dinner. Yep.
I already ate. I'm good.
So, yes, of course, this is from Axios. They have all sorts of different fucking talking points, blah, 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 blah. Don't fucking care. What I do care is something happened the other day. Something horrendous happened the other day. And it's going to happen more often than not because, according to one person, let me find it. Where is it at? There we go. U.S. lawmaker, 700,000 to 1 million illegals gather at U.S. border with Mexico to storm count country after Title 42 ends. This was April 28th, 2023. What are the guesses that those numbers are on the low side?
Yeah.
Okay, how conspiratorial do you want to go on YouTube? Because Crusader and I were talking about a possibility on this, but I don't know if it's YouTube friendly.
Good night, everybody. Just kidding. I mean, okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, yeah. Let's just say the D-Day invasion force was not even half.
250,000 was a D-Day invasion force.
Right, and we're talking, 700,000 to 1,000,000.
Yeah,
If-
at least.
We're going with the low end numbers because people fudge the numbers just a little bit.
Right. Well, number one, the numbers came from a U.S. lawmaker, so that already tells me the numbers are BS from the beginning.
Yep. Let's see.
Can anybody point out to me a case point in time when a politician told the truth?
Yep. This is from a
You
conversation.
should be playing the Jeopardy theme for that one.
Yeah. That's another one. There's another one on another clip I need to add to here. But this was a conversation between Steve Bannon and Ben Bergquam. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But according to Congressman Andy Biggs, who sat here, Andy Biggs, I don't have an opinion on him. Don't know who he is. Don't really fucking care, but he's a politician because, I have my thoughts and feelings about politicians. He is the one that said, of course, they just had a briefing with Border Patrol, who said along the southern border of the United States, of course, 700,000 to 1,000,000 illegal aliens prepared. When Title 42 comes off, they're basically prepared to storm the gates. And Border Patrol is not prepared for it. No shit, they aren't prepared to deal with it right now. Biden regime, of course, not prepared for it. Well, no fucking shit. They can't prepare him for a fucking diaper change. So yay, there's that. So
Jimmy, be nice. All they have to do is give him some ice cream, and he's ready for that.
Right. But hang on, let me take that off because if I think too hard, my brain is going to cook like a potato, and I don't want to end up like Joe Biden. But here's where things are going to spin some people up. Like I said, like I mentioned, a certain thing happened, and it involved an illegal alien that was deported multiple times. Prepare yourselves, ladies.
Are you talking about Texas?
Gentlemen. I am talking about Texas. This is from yesterday. Texas shooting suspect who killed 5 neighbors, including child, could be anywhere now as police widen search. The suspected armed and dangerous Texas man, no, he's an illegal fucking alien who was deported multiple times. And I say this, and I don't give a fuck, YouTube. If anyone sees this cocksucker, shoot him on sight and drop his corpse in front of the, Merrick Garland's doorstep, please.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly. Please do that. I'm not dropping in. I'm not
The illegal burrito eater
yes.
and taco muncher.
Like I said, this is I'm testing my stoicism today. The suspected armed and dangerous illegal cocksucker wanted for fatally shooting 5 neighbors, including an 8-year-old boy, is an illegal immigrant who could be anywhere now. Several hundred law enforcement officers led by the FBI, oh yeah, they're definitely going to find him if the FBI is involved, were desperately deploying drones, dogs, and horseback searches to comb through the rough, thick forests around town.
Oh.
They can't use horseback because horsebacks is that's his racisms and whatnot. They'll whip him and whatnot. If you get that joke, you know.
Yeah.
My question is, so?
Yeah, like I said, if you see
I
him,
agree.
shoot him on sight and drop his corpse in front of Merrick Garland's house.
Isn't he technically from a country where they could, I don't know, cut off a limb of yours if they just so choose?
No, they can't.
You're thinking from the Middle East.
Yeah. They're going door to door to find this piece of shit. I'm not saying his name, but there it is. 38-year-old married dad from Mexico. Oh, so he's a married man. He's a dad, so we can't be too rough on him. I'm sorry. He fucking shot and killed 5 people, including an 8-year-old child, because he was out there shooting his fucking gun in the yard while a child was trying to fucking sleep. And they came over and said, "Hey, you mind stopping it?" No. So this dude comes in, invades this home, and kills everybody in there and is now on the run. And now you can see why I say shoot this piece of shit on sight and drop his corpse in front of Merrick Garland's house. Not allegedly. Someone please do that.
See, this is a situation when we need a real-world version of Cordell Walker. Because I'm pretty sure if Texas Rangers still had actual testicles, that this would be getting taken care of very rapidly, very decisively, and in a way that no one would want to try to do that nonsense again for quite some time.
Yeah. And, we're just expecting 700,000 to 1 million illegals to, on the low end, to come by. And what's that one thing that people always say about on the left? If we could ban guns and just save one life, it's worth it. If we close the border and don't let any fucking assholes in illegally and it saves one life, why don't we do that? Just asking for a friend.
Well, if we just turned the border into a no man's land like in World War I, actually, you know what? I'm going to stop right there.
I would agree with that.
I've seen no problem with that.
See, I saw someone did a very crude drawing of what they would do to the border. And it was actually a 50-foot high cement wall, so there's no slats or anything, and it was like, I think it was 5 to 6 feet thick. They put those 30 feet down into the ground, and they have alligators in the Rio Grande. So if people try tunneling under the wall, they drown. And if they somehow make it over there, they become gator food.
Well, Jimmy,
and if they somehow get by the gators, barbed wire fence and guard towers.
So basically just becoming like a Berlin Wall.
Well, there's a far simpler solution to that. Continuing with the wall idea, I believe in World War II they called them the Bangalore Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Just rig some of those with a drill tip. When they get a seismic reading of somebody tunneling, a mine gets released in a counter direction. And you don't have to be directly on target.
Instant burial.
You just have to be close enough.
Now, Mando, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Since you're still currently in, have you or anybody you know currently in the service, particularly the Army, have they had any experience with these new types of IED disposable?
I cannot answer that question, Jackal.
It's probably because it's top secret.
He can no longer confirm nor deny, but
that's a question that I can't even come close to answering, and I'm willing to bet that even though he's been out for a long time, Pop could not come close to answering.
Yep.
No, because I just recently saw footage of this being tested.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so and of course all the left-hard dumb fuck morons that are saying, "See,
you need to be more specific, Jimmy." You just described 95% of the left.
I'm
99.
99%. They're all saying it, including the 2 new douchebags that are paid by the DNC, even though they got fact-checked for not being paid by the DNC. And also, they completely turn off all comments on everything that they post on Twitter because they are, just think Gen Z soy boy weighs less than I do.
So basically, they're getting ratioed to Hades.
Yeah, and rumor has it they're getting paid. They got paid $150,000 to $200,000 to go be a social media influencer when they just go out and spout lies and other stupid bullshit on Twitter, TikTok, what have you. So, yay, Republicans! Why the fuck don't you do this? This is why you lose. This is why you lose the younger generations.
Okay.
But
I
Blaney,
did
start-
read something interesting a while back when it comes to the Republicans. And Crusader, maybe
Yeah.
you can shed some light on this one. Wasn't
I'll
there
do
some
my
kind of a
best.
law that was on the books that just came off a couple years back where the Republicans weren't allowed to do certain kinds of advertising, yet the Democrats were?
Yeah. It's been off, I think, maybe 2-3 years now.
Yeah, and for some reason the Repubs, even though they're now allowed to do it, they're not doing it because they're afraid of what will happen if they play by the Democrat rule book.
Exactly.
Yep. But I will say this. We'll go back to. I closed the article because I was getting spun up there, and I'm stoic. But St. Louis Arch says the cops claim to think he's still nearby, but you know damn well and good he's immediately did run for the border.
Yep.
And in about a month or two, he'll
come right back.
He'll come. Well, he won't even have to wait a month or two. 10 more days, and he'll be able to waltz right back in.
Well, no, he'll probably wait a month because that'll be enough time in his mind, for the temperature to simmer down, and he can make his way back over without having much of a glance sent his way.
Well, what he'll probably do is he's probably already fled back to Mexico. He'll go on the Mexican end. He'll go over to the California on the west side, come up into California, which is a sanctuary state, and they're not going to deport or do anything if he's caught breaking a law or doing something there. That's exactly how these people do it and get around it.
Yep. But oh no, we need to ban the AR-15 because that's the gun he used. But no, we're not going to blame him. Nope. It's that big black gun. Like, oh, you only hate the AR-15 because it's black. You racist.
Yeah, changed my mind on that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing that
we need to start a counter organization. BRM, Black Rifles Matter.
Yes.
There is one out there.
Oh, there already is one?
Mm-hmm.
Why does I get all the good ideas after somebody's also already gotten it?
It's actually run by a black guy.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and he actually, speaking of black guys with guns, Maj Toure, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who he is. He got suspended on Twitter for saying he will get violent with anyone that sexualizes children in his neighborhood. I see no problem with what his idea is, but
hopefully it was one of your Democrats then.
Twitter and policies and pedos and groomers.
Yeah, don't say any more on YouTube because they share the same policies.
Yeah.
We still got MGTOW.tv, so they can fuck off. Also, check out the Rumble. Link in the description.
Right. That's as long as MGTOW doesn't shit the bed again.
Yes. Let's hope it doesn't. Please
It's
don't.
been doing that regularly the past couple of weeks.
It's growing pains. It has to be.
Yep. It looks like things are going smoothly over there. No one's commenting over there, though. Come on, guys. Okay. Again, the links to the MGTOW and the Rumble channels are in the Meat Gazer box. I will let me put those in chat here, just for shits and giggles, or giggles and shits, or
you got to use that meme every time you say it for shits and giggles, Jimmy. You got to pop that one up, and you know the one I'm talking about. The shits and giggles meme.
Shits and giggles. I don't think I know.
You have it, I know. I've shared it with you many times.
Shits and giggles meme. Shits and giggles.
Uh-huh.
You'll have to send that one to me. So
I will. Yeah, I'm looking at MGTOW right now. I'm looking at your channel specifically. And let me refresh it and see if it actually pops up again. Because I'm not seeing it even pop up.
What is this stream?
Yeah. Oh, yep. It's actually here now.
Yep. Caleb Bond just commented on there 10 seconds ago.
It wasn't even showing up on your channel.
Darn it, Jimmy. I was about to open MGTOW.tv and just put a comment first.
Come on, man. Come on. You know you want to look at it. You know you want to look at it.
Jimmy,
Giggity.
Points? I think that's points.
Yeah, no, because I put the giggity in there, so that's just as good as saying no homo. It's just as good. It's like, seeing how as Mando knew about the Texas incident, there was another incident that well, let's just say it shifted me from second gear to fifth gear right away. So
From the second wave of shits hit?
no, because I run on my brain and mindset works on a 6-speed transmission. 1 is chilling. 2, we're chilling, we're joking around. 3rd, we're starting to speed up a little bit. 4th, going over the speed limit. 5th and 6th, yeah, you don't want to see me on those ones. I went into 5th gear on this one. So prepare yourself, gentlemen, and chat, because this one will get you.
is it about to get lively up in here?
Well, not for this woman's baby, it isn't. North Carolina woman who was shot 7 times by carjackers lost unborn baby after the attack. Suspects still at large. 25-year-old Brittany Rich was shot 7 times by 3 pieces of shit human beings that, again, should be shot on sight. I refuse to call them men.
They're not.
A pregnant woman was shot multiple times and lost her unborn child in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in February. So again, why is this only being talked about now? Why was this not being talked in February? Take a guess. If you already took a guess, you won. 26-year-old Brittany Rich was shot 7 times by 3 men standing outside the Cumberland Food Mart. Security camera footage shows Rich leaving the store when one of the suspects demanded her keys from her, shot her, according to WRAL News. The guy said, "Give me that," and grabbed my keys, she recalled. She did do a phone interview with the news outlet. This is how they got to talk to her. I thought he was playing because he was young. Then I went to reach after him, and he shot me. After being shot, she stumbled around the car for protection and went back inside the store for help. Suspects fled on foot as they failed to start Rich's car. Rich was taken to the hospital where doctors told her she was shot twice in the elbow, thigh, lower back, and in the stomach. She was 4 months pregnant and lost her unborn child due to the damage done by the bullet wounds. She had stomach surgery and received 13 staples. Authorities are investigating the case and have urged anyone with information to come forward. People responsible for the shooting, Rich, could face murder charges for the death of her unborn child.
And in what state is this again?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Okay, so they're in a state that's actually enforcing the law.
No arrests have been made still as of May 1st, 2023. And YouTube, I don't give a fuck about you or your rules and regulations or your TOS.
Information for you tonight about a woman who was shot multiple times outside of a convenience store in Fayetteville. We now know that woman was pregnant and lost her unborn child.
25-year-old Brittany Rich says she had no idea the 3 men standing near the ice machine outside the Cumberland Food Mart were up to no good. That's her silver 2010 Dodge Avenger outside the store. Security camera video shows Rich leaving the store, and then the confrontation begins.
The guy said, "Give me that," and grab my keys. And that's when I thought he was playing because he was young. I was like, what? And then I went to reach after him, and he shot me.
Rich says she was shot several times. It all happened so fast.
He shot me the first time. Actually, I think I was shot 2 or 3 times before I really realized that he had a gun. And I looked at him, and he had a gun in his hand. But I heard it, and I felt it, but I was in shock.
After being shot, you see her stumble around the car for protection, then go back inside the store for help.
When I got in the store, I realized I was bleeding out, and I laid down, and everybody was standing around me. Nobody was really helping.
Meanwhile, the suspects couldn't get the car started. Rich says you have to know how to jiggle the keys just right to make it work. So you see them jump from the vehicle and flee on foot. Rich was taken to the hospital where they told her she was shot twice in the elbow. She says she can't feel her arm. She was also shot in her thigh, lower back, and stomach. She says she was 4 months pregnant and lost her unborn child.
I had stomach surgery. I got 13 staples in my stomach. They took the bullets out.
I didn't see the entirety of the video, but not one person running over to comfort that woman through all of that. What a horrendous situation.
So,
Well,
like I said, things are going to get spicy.
Well, call me a cold, heartless bastard, but when you have a segment of the community demonizing people for paying attention to you, what do you expect when things like this happen? This is what happens when you claim everyone's creepy just for being nice and polite in society. You're left to fend for yourself. That's problem number one. Problem number two is more than likely the individuals looking at the way that they're moving. They're at the time of this incident, I would say there's an 80% chance that they were under the age of 18. So they're going to be juveniles, which means no matter what state they're in, they would not be facing the death penalty. So these guys are going to be drugged. These cases are going to be drug out over how many years and however many months on top of that. I mean, they may find these guys in 10 years. Someone's going to talk some way, somewhere, somehow. And you know what? Our legal system has been neutered to the point on certain cases like this. What needs to start happening, and it's going to start happening one of these times where situations like this occur, you're going to start noticing civilians starting posses and actually going out and looking for these guys. And then you're going to start having lynchings and other things where it's going to be civilian justice. And then you're going to have people crying, why did this have to happen? There was a case in early 2000. There was a carjacking during the Summer of Love out in Washington where somebody tried to steal a guy's Jeep. What the guy didn't, the attempted carjacker did not know was the man was active duty Army, part of 5th Group. And he was trained and he was a hand-to-hand combat expert. Needless to say, the attempted carjacker didn't get the car. And Mando, you know roughly what those guys are trained to do. Would that be the kind of guy you would want to pull a gun on and try to carjack? I wouldn't.
I think Mando is taking a Zen moment here because, I said, we are.
No, I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you're practicing your stoicism, good sir, you're doing a fantastic job because I nearly lost my shit when I read this and saw the video.
I'm gonna be blunt. What we're looking at is the beginnings of a society that's going to create vigilante justice.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And honestly, part of me thinks that's what certain people in certain positions of authority want.
I can see that.
Because as soon as certain groups of individuals start taking the law into their own hands and not trusting the system, they're going to be able to justify putting martial law in place.
Mm-hmm.
And once that happens, all of our civil rights go out the airlock.
They pretty much already have. So,
and then they could redesign and recreate and alter and rewrite the Constitution in a different image.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, they could just completely negate the Constitution altogether.
So I have this statement. Iraq veteran 8888, good dude. He's on YouTube, Twitter, and all that other stuff. He put a poll out that said, is vigilante justice justified?
Sometimes.
I got to thinking about that, and I was like, if the person that is known to do this, to do the crime, and has not been found within a day, a week, or whatever, and people said, you know what, fuck this, we're getting our guns, we're gonna go find this cocksucker. If they find him and things happen and he is 100% guilty of it, sorry, I see nothing. But then the story, again, going back to the human nerve,
Yeah.
where the missing black children just happened to go to a certain house and they weren't there, and that house got torched.
Yep.
It's it's a flip of a coin. I can understand it, but I would not condone it. If we know for a fact, an undeniable fact, 100% facts, logic, and reasoning, everything is nailed down to this person did this, we are going to go find him.
Mm-hmm.
By all means, have fun. But if they say, oh, well, these random kids are, they're somewheres, we got to go find them. Go find them then. But if you start being violent and you get shot and killed for it and they aren't there, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have the same exact thing. I don't condone it, but I don't understand it, and I don't give a fuck.
See, on the one hand, I understand the desire for taking the law into your own hands.
Yes.
I definitely understand the motivation for doing it. But at the same time, if we do that, we are little more than just animals on the Serengeti.
I'm going to go back to Rhino's comment here, because he pretty much sums up my disdain for the human race. Not everybody, but says, yep, this stream is definitely creating a definite puke feeling on. Fuck humans. I'd rather have the puke feeling than shit your brains out feeling. Trust me, I went through that this weekend. So I'm still trying to keep things lively here, man.
You were searching for cougars in cornfields, man. Just be honest. See, you guys are
allegedly.
You guys are getting spun up on this, and I'm the one that's remaining stoic.
I mean, I'm downshifting. I'm downshifting.
The funny thing is, I'm really not getting spun up. I'm just pointing out what I've observed of human behavior.
Yeah.
Because a weird thing with people in general that I've noticed, and Crusader, you might be able to attest to this as well. Every person has a limit that they're willing to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And once the limit has been reached, that person will react in a way that is unpredictable and in line with their base nature.
Yeah.
So you have somebody who is normally a coward, who is constantly treated like crap by the people around him or her. Eventually, that person's going to reach the point of, I'm not putting up with this anymore. And one of two things will happen. They will leave and possibly leave the census, or they will just off and whack someone.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mean in the termination way. I mean in the bar room, getting ready to leave, grab their beer bottle, and use it as a club way.
Yeah, and we're not talking the way Red Pill Rhino does his whacking either with his little wooden fist.
No.
Right.
And I actually wasn't even going to go there this evening.
Like I said, I'm downshifting, trying to keep things lively, but stoicism, gentlemen, stoicism for everybody in the chat and here on the panel.
And
this is hard for me, man. It's really fucking hard for me.
Crusader.
So.
Yeah.
Are you even remotely tempted to do something I'm considering doing just to mess with Jimmy and Rhino right now? Get a picture of an old Mercury Cougar, Photoshop it into a cornfield?
Well, it's not like I haven't talked to Billy about stuff like that in the past.
Lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters.
Okay, so if you've already beaten me to the punch on that, I'm not going to even bother.
Oh, no. Let's just say Billy and I have been in communication, and there's definitely some stuff coming out that you guys may all hate me for in the future. Rhino's out fisting himself with a wooden fist?
Allegedly.
Moved on, huh?
Moving on.
Yeah.
Not going to touch
Moving
that
on.
one.
Yeah.
It looks like we got another gentleman joining us tonight from the guild. We got Sean St. George with another
of Walt Disney.
stellar. Another
I forgot
stellar.
to change that.
Another stellar picture. Jackal, we're Jackal. God damn it, Jack.
Jackal,
You're
we're
still on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure YouTube's gonna, give me the
PP slap.
hypothetical penis slap. Bad, Jimmy. Bad. Yeah. Fuck you, YouTube. I kind of like it.
You might want to put a no homo on that one.
That's what she said.
Just sharing a little bit more about myself.
Right.
I know. I already got Rhino and Gilded once today.
Yeah, you did. That was hilarious.
Oh, yes, with the particular decal.
No, it was was it a clip from a game?
Yeah, it was the from Red Dead 2.
Oh, I was thinking about the meme that you posted in there.
Yeah, so was I.
That was hilarious.
Usually when Rhino when we get to roasting Rhino and he's not around about the Cougars.
I hate it here.
Yeah, he was somewhat. Why does he still stick around?
He's a
Glutton for
masochist.
punishment.
Well, now he's asking for a StreamYard link.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I saw Matt and everybody else is asking for one. So, all right. Well, I think we're pretty much over the. I got a few more things here and whatnot. So, all right, you bastards.
Well, if Rhino were to look in Gilded, he'd see it. That's where the link is, and it's still active.
Well, he never wants to come on, man.
Right.
I'm always on his I'm always on his shows, but he
Right.
doesn't want to come on mine, man. You fucking prick.
I think it's just he likes watching waffles being made. He doesn't like participating in the making of them.
Someone say waffles?
Right.
Waffles.
Alrighty. There we go. A couple folks in here. Of course, we know him, we love him. We got Tom Kennedy in here. Also, no homo Tom. Or Matt.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, of course we got Matt. And of course we got the outlaw of MGTOW himself.
Meow. Hello, guys.
What's up? Dude, that was hilarious on Friday. My ribs were hurting from laughing.
Yeah, I think we all got a good ab
that-
workout.
That was clever. That was very
my
clever.
God.
Yeah, that one was good.
Oh, I
But,
didn't do it alone. We had help, man.
Mental
Oh,
help
dude.
or physical help?
Jimmy, I'm going to send you this. I managed to mix your face with Tom Kenny, and I'm telling you, guys look so much alike. I'm going to send it to you.
Winning. Looks like I got myself a new profile picture for OnlyFans.
There we go.
OnlyFans.com // Jimmy Got Boned. That's where you'll find
No,
all
I
the.
thought it was Stonebone 69.
No, it's Jimmy Got Boned. OnlyFans / JimmyGotBoned.com. That's where you find all. That's where you get all the waffle. That's where you get the waffle and the feet pics, man.
Pictures of waffle. Just stacks of waffles. People are gonna find that and be like,
Sean. Hey, I held up my end of the deal. Did you teach your kid to say this is Waffle World?
Do you mean
I
like
told him
this?
about it, but he hasn't done it yet.
Yep.
Okay, because I taught my niece to say it now, and my brother's not happy because he doesn't understand.
Hi.
So he's running around the house screaming out, "This is Waffle World."
Hi. I'm your neighborhood stack of waffles. Nice to meet you.
There you go.
Yeah.
It is
no, that's-
real. It still has to be built.
Yeah.
There we go. We got the
Typo on the first one.
Yeah, the typo, man. Learn to type, Rhino. Learn to type.
Wooden hand
Well, he's
typing.
thinking of cougars. That's why.
Right.
Well, he's got his one wooden hand in one hand, and he's typing with the other hand. So you gotta cut him a little bit of slack.
He's watching old episodes of the Golden Girls on another screen.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got to put a landing page together for that. Because all it is just Bluehost advertisements.
Yeah, but there he is.
Wooden fist, wooden hand, and all.
Now, is this the wooden hand to use on the cougars?
No, that's the self wooden hand. He has a separate wooden hand for the cougars.
I see.
Yeah, the one with all the dust is from all the cougars. They're all old and dusty. Just the way he likes them.
I'm glad we shifted down. I'm glad we're shifting down from that last story because, that was some serious bullshit and whatnot.
Your blood pressure was going up, Jimmy.
You see, when I'm in here, we're doing the roasting. I'm sorry, we got to get the grill is fired up.
Right.
Oh,
But one person that may have to, I am completely ignoring that one. As I see it, but I'm ignoring it. But one person that must answer for the questions of his child born out of wedlock, allegedly to a stripper, is our favorite crackhead, first son, Hunter Biden.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to this one moving forward.
Don't get your hopes up, man.
No, hang on. This
You know how quick they're going to sweep this one under the rug?
Oh yeah.
Oh, could this be used to actually prove financial crimes in the Biden crime family?
We're
A
getting
child support case?
We're getting there. You're getting ahead of me.
Oh, I love it. Sorry.
This is just Article 1 of 2. Well, 3,
hang on. Here's one other thing I'd like to point out here. This is one of the very rare times when you're going to hear people men on a red pill channel wanting to see another dude get slam fucked in family court.
Well, it is Hunter Biden, so no fucks given.
But I have to. Damn it! I don't have the video clip. Or do I? Hang on. I don't.
No, but here's the problem. Us as red pill men, we want to be fathers. That's the thing. If we have a kid, we want to be the dad.
True.
True.
I don't have it, so I don't have the video clip, which I'm going to add it before I get off the computer tonight. But it's actually a response to Rhino's comment here. It says, "Take my wooden hand, Jimmy." That's what she said.
But is
allegedly.
Is it safe to say though that 9 times out of 10, men on red pill channels are very much anti-family courts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, is it also safe to say that? Say that again.
Because they went through the system.
Is it also safe to say then that me saying this is one of the rare times when we want to see another dude get slammed by the court? Kind of an unusual situation.
I mean, even if Hunter got slammed by the court, that is just a smidgen of justice I want to see to happen to him and this entire family. So, but we'll cover this one just for a little bit because I got 2 other ones that are a little more on the spicier side of the Biden crime family bullshit. Of course, we know he has an illegitimate daughter with a stripper he may or may not have smoked crack with in the champagne room. There is no
Well,
sex in the
at
champagne
least
room.
one of
They
them.
will all, at least one. Yeah, we don't know about the Russian hookers that he may or may not have knocked up, and have admitted that the Russian mob has other laptops
Hey,
of
Jimmy,
Hunter's in possession.
you know what else this possibly means? We might have a legitimate case of stripper herpes.
Hunter Biden is a walking herpes.
Mm-hmm.
He literally is. So
like a Rich
President-
Riggs.
Yes, President Pedo Joe's son, Hunter, aka the crackhead in chief, will need to sit down for a sworn deposition and answer additional written questions about his investments, art sales, and other financial transactions as part of a paternity-related case, an Arkansas judge said Monday. This judge needs to be protected at all costs under heavily armed guard 24/7. And if anyone decides to fuck with this judge, this needs to go to a different judge that will absolutely take this case up. Just saying.
Arkansas is Clinton territory.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And here's the concerning issue, because if I remember correctly, cases that come up in family court are a matter of public record.
Yep.
So if he is sworn in to make a statement in a deposition in family court and he lies there, that is a perjury charge. If he makes a statement that assists and or aids anybody investigating his family and he lies about that, he can be called in front of Congress to either say which one is the truth. And I don't know about you, but I don't care who you are. If you want to go and perjure yourself in front of the Judiciary Committee, that's your thing to deal with.
Well, it's not like that's happened before, and absolutely fuck all has happened.
And this, with as high profile as this one is, I don't think it'll get off scot-free.
Exactly.
No, it's not. It's not like the head of the FBI went in front of the Judiciary Committee and lied multiple times.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Remember the ones that testified that they weren't spying on foreign leaders until Snowden made a deposit?
or current leaders, or the fake Ushin Ray Ossier Day.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
That's fine.
Well, now
that was bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and she actually just settled the suit a couple weeks back for like $800,000 or some change like that.
Isn't it funny how that kind of shit works? If you're in the know and you're well connected, all you have to do is just get the slap on the little wrist, just a tiny little tap, just a little tap.
Well, hang on, Jimmy. Jimmy, you gotta.
And you can still walk free.
Jimmy, you got to remember one thing. There's only one human that I know of, anyway, who has crossed Hillary, and is still drawing oxygen. And has anyone seen Anthony Weiner recently?
Dude, not for a while.
No,
because he's probably chilling on another private island with Epstein. Because Epstein is still alive, folks.
I have an idea.
To my knowledge, that's the only living person that has gotten in Hillary's way when it comes to her getting power that hasn't taken a dirt nap.
Well, maybe in 2024, Anthony Weiner will run for president. And for VP...
please.
Oh, no, follow me. Anthony Weiner should run for president in 2024. And for his VP, he should select Eric Holder. You know why? Because it would be Weiner Holder 2024.
Well, another way that joke works is having Holder running for president and Weiner as the VP. Holder Weiner.
Giggity.
Come on, Jimmy, you got to give me the laugh on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So on the lighter side of things, if you guys, any of my North Carolinian friends, tomorrow, the vote for constitutional carry is going to happen tomorrow. So hopefully it passes.
Good luck.
Yes. And North Carolina can become 28 because Nebraska became 27th, which that will start in September. Which
Nice.
why it doesn't start right the fuck away? I have no idea
Because they have to make sure all the
politics is fucking stupid.
They have to make sure all the regulatory items that need to be dealt with are dealt with before anything like that goes into effect.
Well, it goes into effect after the current legislation bullshit whatnot. But just to cover a little bit. But just to cover a little bit of numbers and basis on this, this is from Commie Nutsack News Network, so take that with a grain of salt. They'll be making another appearance in our stream later on tonight, so stick around for that one for the MGTOW side. We're going to cover these last two articles, take a pee break, and then the juicy stuff is going to come out. So if you're a Trump supporter,
that's what she said.
You're going to get pissed off, and I'm going to love it. An extraordinary 2-hour court hearing with all parties in attendance. Hunter Biden's attorney, Abby Lowe, I don't give a fuck, sounds like either a cunt or a cuck, revealed that his client is paying $20,000 in monthly child support and has given $750,000 in total to London Roberts, an Arkansas woman who is the mother of their 4-year-old daughter. She was a stripper, and he knocked her up. And that is the 7th Biden grandchild that Joe Biden does not recognize.
Well, here's a little tidbit of information.
There are 6 more he doesn't recognize?
Yeah.
No, there's 7 in total, but during the whole Rose Garden bullshit, whatever the fuck happened there, he said, "Oh no, I've got six grandchildren." Yeah, Joe, you forgot about one. You know, the one that your crackhead son had a romping round with the stripper in the champagne room.
Well,
let's sex in the champagne room.
Yeah. Well, here's a little tidbit that Red Pill guys are aware of, and that is we all know that the state takes a specific percentage off of said paid child support.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think the state of Arkansas is going to allow somebody to back out of their cut of money that they think they duly deserve?
Because that's their quote unquote obligation. But holy shit, imagine being paid $20,000 a month. I don't think I could spend that.
Yeah, the state losing off of their cut of child support.
How about no, Scott? Okay.
No, they're going to get their money.
Yeah.
Their money. And my question is, he's according to the lawyer, he's given $750,000 in total. Now, I don't know about you guys, but being on the board of directors for a Ukrainian energy firm that only pays $80,000 a year. Yeah, I don't think the math adds up on that one. But then again, he was selling his art for up to $500,000 per painting. That is what we call money.
We all know art is just, keyword for money laundering.
Money laundering.
Yep. And honestly, I suspect that those numbers are where they're trying to get the child support adjustment from.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember, he's making all this money, but we can't forget he always has to give 10% to the big guy.
Oh yeah, 10% to the big guy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see. Lowell told the judge he wanted to refute recent tabloid articles that called Hunter Biden a deadbeat dad, and that he wanted to let the world know that he was paying what is agreed to. So then why doesn't your dad acknowledge the 7th Biden child?
And trying to block the name.
Why won't you let that child accept the Biden last name, Hunter? Hunter? Huh? Huh? You want to answer that question, Hunter? Huh?
I believe he did. I think he said he did not want that child to have the attention the Biden family has, and I kind of agree with that.
No,
Yeah,
he didn't.
to a
He
certain
didn't want.
extent.
He didn't
I mean,
want
granted,
that
I think
child.
it's an excuse.
He didn't want that child to have the connections the Biden family has.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
but not
sorry.
letting a kid be a Biden is probably the best thing for them.
Yes and no, but then again, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Do a DNA test. If Hunter is the father, then you know what? You get what you deserve. And if you come from a family that is doing nefarious deeds and tasks, well, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, much like Dr. Mudd, who patched Booth's leg after killing Lincoln. Where do you think we get the phrase "or your name will be mud" came from?
Yep.
I actually did not know that, so thank you for filling in that tidbit of history for me, Crusader.
Like I said, my brain is packed full of tons of useless information.
I actually.
My brain is packed full of dangerous information.
Mine too.
It's actually a good thing that you said that, Nate, because I heard that before. And it was just one of those things. It's like, oh hey, yeah, I remember that tiny little tidbit of knowledge.
BRB.
Yeah. So,
but of course, they're talking about fighting over Hunter Biden's finances. Blah blah blah. He's selling paintings for $50,000 to $500,000 a piece. Of course, 10% is going to the big guy. He has his crack and Russian prostitute, addictions. He's got to get a new laptop like every so months. That it adds up. So, he can throw a bone to the stripper that he gave the bone to and didn't wrap his tool. He was a fool. Didn't, he pulled a full dummy. Hang on. Just because I said it. You big dummy. He didn't come on her tummy.
You really like that rhyme a little too much, Jimmy.
well, Jimmy, here's another one for you. Everyone has to know that the method of spray and pray is the least effective form of birth control.
But it's quite effective at crowd control.
True.
Allegedly.
Doesn't work in all applications.
Right. And of course, there's, I'm not going through this whole fucking commie nutsack news thing because it's way too fucking long. Of course, there's debate over expert witnesses. Yeah, I believe those expert witnesses more than I believe the experts during 2019 to just recently this year. If you know, you know.
Oh, everyone knows. They just don't want to admit that they know.
We'll be. That's another subject we'll be talking about later on tonight. You're going to. You know what? Actually, I think we'll go ahead and save the proxy war stuff for the new tech side.
Probably wise.
Probably wise, because I'm pretty sure YouTube may or may not give me the good old nut slap after this stream, because guess what? I don't fucking care. YouTube, smurf my balls. Fuck you. I'm sure that's not helping my cause, but still, fuck you.
I'm tempted to start a channel on YouTube just to see how fast I can get myself kicked off it.
I guarantee you it will only take about 1 to 2 videos that are only about 2 minutes long, and all you have to talk about is a certain thing that was forced upon the public during a few certain years, and if you didn't get it, you were either fired from your job, ostracized from complete society. You couldn't enter the United States. You couldn't travel.
I think I could do it in a live stream and do it in under an hour.
Nice.
I like this.
I would say do that, Nate, and just name the channel Speed Run It Getting Banned in YouTube.
Crusader, if you do decide to do that, let me know so I can watch it live.
Yeah, me too. No, I want to put it on StreamYard so I can come in. I want to put some stuff on there.
The YouTube speedrun ban.
I want to
you would instantly get banned if I started sharing things I know.
Oh, probably.
I'm trying to get banned by having this picture.
Oh no, I know things that nobody should know.
Right. But alrighty, well, I am putting the link to the MGTOW chat or the MGTOW side of the stream in the chat. I am going to go empty my squirrel bladder. Grab your beers, go have a smoke, do whatever you want to do, but just be back in roughly 2 minutes and 23 seconds. And we will see you on MGTOW.
Papa John's Pizza! Papa John's Pizza!